Hey guys, welcome back to Ava and I's channel. Today we have two very special guests.
Hey.
We have Yesi and Patrick here with us, and we're going to be talking about Survivor 48, episode 8.
Yeah. If you don't know, we all have a group chat together, and we're all in the fantasy tribe that we talk about every week. So wait, Yesi's doing amazing. I think she's in 12th, yeah?
Yeah, this is my first time ever watching Survivor, and Patrick told us all about this fantasy group chat. So I'm so excited. I've only had one person from my tribe be eliminated, which was Kevin. They shouldn't have done you like that, Kevin. Dude, but Mary lives, so that's great. Yeah.
So is Mary your favorite? Do you want her to win?
You know, I don't know, because I have Kyle, I have David, I have Mary, I have Eva, I have, oh my god, who's my sixth one? Definitely not my favorite.
Yeah, no, literally. In the beginning, we literally couldn't remember who was like on our tribe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're doing the best. What place are you in?
I think I'm 175.
Oh, so you're pretty up there too. We're just really far back.
Yeah.
Historically, so this started with my family. They introduced me to my sisters. Historically, I did terrible. I was like in last place the first time I played the game because I didn't realize you could watch these long form interviews. That's so each season of Survivor, they do these pre-interviews that are like 20 minutes each. And it's done by the same guy. And he flies out to Fiji with the CBS team or whatever team. And they just do these 20-minute pre-interviews. And they drop them all like right before like that 2 or like second or first week before the first episode drops. So we can get a chance to really get to know who these players are instead of like the 30-second or 1-minute clip that they typically put on all their social medias of who these players are. So once I started watching those, my ranking got a little better.
Wait, I didn't know about that.
I didn't know about that either. That's
Oh,
probably
really?
why we're in like 800th place. So.
Yeah, we literally
Wait, are you
watched,
actually?
Yeah.
all we watched were we read their
What?
whole biographies and then
Yeah.
watched the videos from
Wow.
Instagram basically. So.
Yeah, well, next season, watch those YouTube interviews for sure.
You didn't inform us.
I thought I did. I'm so sorry. I really did. Because, like, they're so fun to watch because you're like, are you an insane person or are you just really smart and a genius? Like, and it really, like, you just don't know how they're going to play.
So who's your number one?
I don't even know, to be honest. Like, I've had, the funny thing is because I brought all y'all in and, like, some other people from Beast Games, for me, I don't even care anymore because it's more about this. Like, it's more fun to, like, every Wednesday night, I know I'm going to get a text from one of you or Maddie or whoever and be like, oh my god, did you just see what they did? Why did they do that? Like, what do you think they're going to do? And you know I love the strat, so it's just fun to strategize.
I can tell you guys who my least favorite is.
Ooh.
You get into it.
I think we know.
I think it's Cedric.
Yeah.
Commenting
You know-
on this channel too.
Bro, you know what, Cedric? I don't understand you, but you seem like a nice fella.
That's what we say.
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't understand his game, but he is nice.
Yeah, head scratcher for sure.
Yeah.
Retake
Yeah,
chats.
crap. Okay, yeah, so I guess let's just get into the episode. Ivy, want to start us out?
Okay, so let's see. Before we even get to the challenge, we see them all kind of break off into pairs of 2, and we see some strategy come out with.
Oh my gosh, my last one is
So funny.
Shahin. It's Shahin, and I
Oh.
love Shahin.
Oh, he's your last one?
He's the one I couldn't remember.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant you didn't like
No,
him.
and I do like Shahin. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Shahin.
Yeah.
And
He's great.
I feel like I just had to comment on the fact we see him first pick, and then when Jeff calls him out, he's like, "So why'd you pick Camilla?" He fumbled a little bit, so that was
Yeah,
disappointing.
I do remember that.
And Camilla had a reaction. Like, I don't know why you picked me.
Yeah,
I was
they
like,
all
that's
seem
not what you want to hear
confused.
from the person you pick in a duo for a challenge.
But also, I thought that they were cool like that because when it was Shahin, Joe, Camilla, and Kyle, like they all kind of bonded. So I was thrown off by Camilla a little when she didn't say like, oh yeah, well we've been in the same tribe before, like
That's a
like
good
it makes
point.
sense.
That's true.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, but I feel like he did well with the recovery. No.
Shahin?
Yeah, he tried to explain it. He's like, I mean, yeah, like, yeah, if you make eyes at me, I think we're good to go. And like what else is he gonna say?
Yeah,
And he's like,
true.
oh, you don't need strength or this. Like, it doesn't really matter. And everybody was like, yeah. And I was like, you could tell that he's just trying to dig
Yeah,
out of that
right,
like
yeah.
grave he just dug himself. And then Joe, like, how about Joe and David both being like leader and going, okay, are we gonna do random or are we gonna pick? And then that
Yeah.
kind of like Joe's like, I'm gonna speak up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make y'all choose who you want to choose. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my god.
and he made a good point where he's like, we're playing a game worth $1 million and we're worried about feelings when you could be the one home like tomorrow.
Yeah.
I like how Joe is the voice of the group right now. Like, whether or not somebody's in the alliance because their alliance is dominating, like, you don't go against anything that Joe says.
Which is
Facts.
scary for Joe though, because
Yeah.
I mean that's the biggest target on your back, and that's what Chrissy did. But then what happened to Chrissy? Remember, she's
I
like,
guess we'll
bye-bye.
find out as we go
Yeah.
through this episode.
Oh yeah, sorry, spoiler alert.
Oh.
We're not there yet.
Dude, I was about to go in on Chrissy.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, yeah. So going into the challenge now, right?
Yeah. We see a showdown between Eva and Mary happening.
Dude,
Ooh.
oh my gosh, I feel like if Mary would have just held on for a little bit longer, she would have won that one. Also, how adorable is she? She said, "I'm gonna pretend this is my boyfriend." I was like,
That was so cute.
so cute.
I feel like we're all big fans of Mary. We
yeah,
love her.
yeah, I do love Mary.
That's what. Okay, we like Eva too, but I mean, you want Mary to win. You know, she would be the underdog compared to Eva, right? So that's what I was looking for. But fortunately, Eva was able to
Yeah.
hold out. She
For
said
those-
she got them hockey legs.
Yeah, and for the tacos.
Yeah, dude, she got so serious at the end when Jeff's like, what? She's like, when I heard tacos were online, I was like, I respect that. But also, shout out Joe and David once again. Their teams got through, and they were up there, and they're big guys. And that pole, that's a classic. Like, hold the pole is a classic Survivor challenge, and it is grueling on your toes, on your body. You're like, what? It looks like 10, 12 feet up in the air. It looks terrifying if you fall.
Right.
And if you have to slide down and you do it fast because you're tired, just, you're scraping.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was surprised how long with their body mass they stayed up there. So it's pretty impressive, and they've been dominant, right? Two of them, the last episode, broke a Survivor record in a painful physical challenge. So I like seeing these same people just because I love competition. It's like they're all beasts, like Kyle, David, Eva, Joe, and also Mary. She was really stable in that balance one a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be really interesting as these challenges get harder.
That's what I think. Mary is severely underrated in her challenge capabilities. Like, she does not get enough recognition for how well she does. Like, yeah, she was paired with a strong guy this time, but she kept up her end too. So, and she was up there longer than them. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I think she's really underestimated.
not just that, but in her strategy, because I feel like Mary does a lot of low key moves, and then she just says something funny, and they're like, "Oh, it's just Mary being Mary," you know. I'm kind of like, is she gonna sneak up and win? Like that would be pretty cool. I would like that. I mean, she is in my fantasy.
Yeah, she's in mine too. I think she's my fifth. So
She's your fifth.
yeah.
I actually so I watched that YouTube video, and maybe like 2 minutes before we had to turn in our list.
Oh my god.
Literally, I was doing it last minute as well.
Yeah, because we were on the phone, and I sent him like the names that I wanted, and he was like, "Wait, no, you have to enter those." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So my order is so random. I don't
And
know
yet
what
you're
number.
in 12.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Literally
Dude.
picking all-star players your first go around. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know that feeling. So yeah, unfortunate.
Well, maybe next season.
But hopefully next season. I really don't think we have any way of like getting up there. We're in 800
No.
only.
I only have 2 people left.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, David and Shahin. So
Two
Aw.
good ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're good.
But yeah, wait, going back to the challenge real quick. We need to give props to David though.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this man, he is the #1 challenger. He's thinking through his game. He's catching on to Camila and Kyle. Like, I feel like people are hating on him for the wrong reasons. Does anyone else agree?
I definitely agree. I feel like just because he's somebody that is in great physical shape, and he's constantly like won all of these challenges, and throughout the season he's been so kind and genuine. Now that something doesn't feel right to him, he speaks up about it, and people have a problem. Now David's
Right.
crazy. Like, I don't agree with that. I
Yeah.
think David is great.
I love you, David. I love that you are not afraid to call out people about meat shields, because guess what? You know what they do every other season? let's do the all-girl alliance and get the guys out. And it
Yeah.
usually never works because it's hard to make one of these types of alliances work regardless of what it's based off. Gender, religion, race, orientate. Like, it doesn't matter what you base it off of, but it's rare that the strong people want to also play fair and also really want to team up and actually run it. So, like, I love the points that they make, Joe, David, like, about playing a fair game and playing hard. What's wrong with that? What else are you gonna do? Be the dumb meat shield? Like, why would you volunteer for that after watching 48 seasons of Survivor? So,
Definitely.
David, you're awesome. Keep chugging that milk.
Yeah. And I really liked it when him and Kyle were having their little argument.
Oh.
Like, some people didn't like that, like, that they were like, I don't know, the way they're going about it, but, like, he has every right to be sus and, like, call out Kyle for being sus. Like, there should be nothing wrong with that. Like,
Poor Kyle.
dude doesn't want to get screwed over in the end, so.
Yeah.
This is honest. Like, I feel like David threw off Kyle so much because we have to remember, like, Kyle, he's a lawyer. Like, this is the type of stuff he does for a living.
Oh, right.
So to me, like, Kyle should have gone along with whatever David said and then taken a lap and been like, hey, you know what? I actually heard all of this around camp. Maybe we should go for Chrissy instead of Camilla. But he didn't do that. And David was like, wait a minute, this is straightforward for me. What is going on with you? And Kyle didn't give David the full picture. So I'm like, yup, like he's on to them.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle has played an incredibly calm and collected game under severe stress. And Camilla and him had that incredible move to blindside the California girls, play an idol, play an extra vote, 2v3, and win. And they went through their bags and they still beat the California girls and voted out Thomas. So to go through all that, it was. I remember I was sitting with him. I was like, "Oh my God, Kyle! No, Kyle, stay calm. Like, get back to your like nature," because he was clearly shaken up. And I agree. You're. I like how you think about this because it really is smart. Like, I thought about when you said it earlier today, and I was like, that would have been good because then you could just see how it would go, and he would have been like, "Oh well, let me hear you out more." And I do like that they were mostly civil. Like, you could tell they're friends, but they're like really having a disagreement. And he goes, "Listen, I'm not trying to bulldoze you." Like, I liked how they were just like communicating, like, kind of healthy, because we've all seen episodes of Survivor. Maybe not all of us. We've all seen episodes of Survivor where it gets real chaotic and nasty in old Survivor days. And so it's kind of nice to see that you can have an alliance and you can have disagreements and you can have conversations about it. But I agree with Yesi. Kyle was losing his cool big time.
Yeah, this was the first time we saw him kind of get a little frantic, so that was kind of scary to watch, though. Because honestly, like, it's fun watching Kyle and Camila. I love seeing like the secret alliances go through. It's just it feels like they're the best at the strategy at this point right now because they're really the only. Everyone else's alliances are out on the table. Like, you know exactly who's with who, so they're the only ones. But now it's getting shaken up. So I don't know which way it will go. I don't know if Kyle will finally let go of Camila or it's gonna bite him in the butt. I don't know.
Okay, so then transitioning to the journey. So we see everybody go, or not everybody, a little bit. Sorry.
Star, Shahin, Mitch, Camilla.
Yes, and they
Also,
all team up on
I
Star.
put like
right?
5 figures up. There's only 4 people in.
Yeah, Star loses her vote.
Dude, okay, can we talk
Yeah,
about
we
that?
gotta talk about the game.
Yeah.
Because, okay, like, Mitch could have definitely taken 2 balls and then Camilla could have just taken 1 and it would have been fine. But I feel like Mitch kind of threw Camilla, like, under the bus. I was like, bro, that is not a Mitch move. Like, are you starting to break?
Yeah, he just like.
Or is he
put it
starting to
on
make a
her.
move?
Maybe.
Remember
Yeah,
at the
to
beginning of the
show.
episode, he said, "I'm not feeling secure. I need to start getting the people I want out." Yeah, didn't he say that? Didn't he say, "I need to steer the votes the way I want them to go"? Because like right now, I'm kind of on the outs.
Yeah, he's been on the outs. I mean, he hasn't been on the right side of the votes a couple times in a row, right? And he's smarter than everyone thinks he is. I think no one that can't really, except for Joe, because Joe did point it out. I think it was last episode, and Joe's like, I don't know, Mitch is pretty smart, so it's definitely one of those people that can fly under the radar and then make it to the end. So Joe definitely has his eye open, which, again, we love Joe.
Yeah.
He's always thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wait, sorry, this is kind of random about Joe. I forgot who mentioned it, but when we were talking about the strategy all the strong people were having, and when Joe like went to speak, everybody like leaned in. Wait, I think
Yes, dude. He did like nonverbal. People can say whatever they want, but you can't hide micro reactions. It's just it's science. You know,
Yeah.
it's just body. It's physiology. And he starts speaking, and everybody, you know, it's just and it's there's this presence. It's kind of like I feel like in the game when in Beast games when Tawana would say something, we all listen. You know, and that's how I felt at least. And so like I feel like they kind of have a similar energy where it's like really respected, really care what they have to say, and people handle them with like a level of attention that they don't with others. Maybe like his weight is just his words carry more weight.
Were you going somewhere with that?
No.
Oh, I was like, what is she gonna say?
No, I just thought that was. I just didn't notice that when we were watching, so I thought that was a good point. Like, because it kind of does reveal, like, no matter kind of how you see the alliances, like their body language and stuff like that, for everybody kind of like just be waiting for what he has to say. And like, it seemed like he did call the shots on like the Chrissy versus Camilla thing.
Oh yeah.
Like right when he agreed, okay, it's Camilla, or okay, it's Chrissy. Wait, what did he say? I forgot. Whatever he said when they were in the group together. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Then everybody would say, okay, yeah.
I do have a question about the journey though. Like, I wonder why Mitch and Camilla decided to go for Star when, if they've been on the outside, like, wouldn't they have wanted to go for Shahin because he's in this large alliance? Like,
I
That's a
mean,
good point.
maybe. I mean, the only reason I can think of is because they want to show their like that they want to work with Shannon. Like they would rather be on that side than Star's side, which Star's side is on the outs, but yet they're already on that side. So I think that's just their way of trying to like connect with Shannon. That's the only reason I could think of, or they just don't like Star. I don't know.
because I could only see it from like Camilla's viewpoint. Like, Shahin was her partner, so I'm like, okay, I understand why you wouldn't go against him. But the fact that Camilla made that plan with Mitch, like, it speaks to what you guys had said. Like, Mitch is a lot smarter than what people catch on to. Because that was all eye contact. Like, no one said anything. If you would have said something, then you would have been sus, and
Right.
you would have probably gotten after. Oh, okay,
Right.
I was just curious about that.
Yeah.
I think it's also numbers, like you were saying. Like if they go for Shahin, am I saying his name right?
We've
I
had
never
this
know.
discussion.
Yeah.
We love you. I just
Yeah.
don't know how to say
We
your
say
name.
Shahin though. So,
Okay,
yeah.
Shahin. So you go for Shahin, you're going for the Strong Five Alliance.
Exactly.
That's what she
I
said.
know. No, I'm repeating it because it's like imagine being in that position and then you go back to camp and they're like, why did you go for him? I thought we were cool with you. I thought we were going to bring you into our alliance because you're on the outs. Mitch, Star, Camilla, Chrissy, maybe Mary. There's just they don't. I for all of them to band together would be. I mean, it'd be amazing to watch, obviously, but I just don't. I don't see it happening. So maybe they were too afraid to take the shot because you're falling on the other people at the bottom, and they're just not as tight. So you'd rather go with the, what do they say? If you can't beat them, join them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what they
Ooh.
say.
Speaking of joining, what about that taco night, bro?
Oh, yeah.
Eva went in. I was like, dude, I want tacos now. Like, share some, Eva.
Do we want to address maybe the conspiracy
Yeah.
theory
Ooh.
we may have?
Take it away.
Throw it out.
All right, so this is all just based off things I saw, right? So Eva obviously gets the secret advantage, and the bull's right in front of her. But what I also saw was that there were name tags showing like where they're supposed to sit, and I'm like, okay, so the bull was all the way on the far end where Eva was sitting. So obviously or most likely she's gonna find it, right? So I don't know. That kind of gave me a little like, did they put it there for a reason? Like, was she supposed to get it? But I don't think anything's on purpose. It's just weird to me. I feel like the bowl should have been like in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I've never noticed name tags before in Survivor or anything like that. So that's just really sus to be the bowl right in front of her name tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, for me, this is my first season watching Survivor. Like, I thought that was something common, everybody having their name tags there. But I also didn't expect them to put like anything in their food. I was kind of like, ew, why did they do that? But then again, you have been on this island and there's probably sand everywhere anyway,
Right.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they don't really care.
Yeah.
But also, like, imagine you're like we're eating the tacos, and we're past the merge, so now you can really see the end, just like kind of in Beast Games, and you're just talking, and all of a sudden, you just see this little note, and you're like, oh my god, like this could change my entire game. How am I gonna get this without anybody? And it just, I can't imagine what that feels
Yeah.
like. Like your whole game could change because you picked up the fake French fry.
Yeah.
You know.
But Eva's already at the top. Like, shouldn't that have gone to somebody like Mary? Like, I know this is, I know
yeah.
I'm mentioning her a lot, but that is the underdog. Like, she's always so close to winning, and then she just gets knocked down. Like, so just I don't know.
Eva already has an idol, right? So this could be
Yeah.
her second idol, or at least advantage. Like that's huge at this
Yeah,
point in the game.
she's a huge threat. I feel
Yeah.
like eventually they're gonna go for Joe and Eva
Oh yeah.
because it's like, okay, let's say that they use an idol for one of them. I mean, one of them still has to go home, right?
I mean, who wins the game over them if it's final three? You know,
Yeah,
they're
you
winning.
know,
Whoever you put
yeah.
up against them, I think they would win. So I think you're right. They gotta cut off the head off the snake. Is
Yeah,
that what
they
we
said.
heard
Is that-
after the journey?
Who was it? Was it Chrissy that said that?
So after the journey, they get back to camp. They all talk about food, and then they're like, "All right, time to scramble." And then the strong five, no, it was the strong four. Shahin wasn't in the conversation for some reason,
Yeah,
and Mary was there just chirping away, like you said, like making low key moves.
Yeah, it was Mary, David, Kyle, and Joe
And Eva.
and Eva. So it was 5 of them. Yeah, 5 of them were there.
Yep.
And dude, I love that Mary was the one that suggested Camilla, but then she immediately like backs up behind David.
Yeah.
But that's so smart of her though, because whose name is getting thrown around? It's David's. No one's worried about Mary, you know. Mary's just over here chilling. Oh my gosh, I love her.
Exactly. She's so smart. Yeah, so then David takes all the heat for throwing out Camila, and that's what we were already talking about earlier between Kyle and David. So anyone have some opinions that we haven't shared yet on their whole tiff?
I honestly don't. Like, I feel like we've already said it all. Love you, David. I feel like he got a little bit emotional because it was a confusing situation coming from somebody that you really trust. It's like if the 4 of us would be on one page, and then I'd be like, oh, wait, no, actually, let's not do this. But I can't give you guys the full picture. It's like, that's so awkward. Like, how are you not gonna get a little out there?
Yeah, no. And so then we see a flip when they all head to Tribal. And thanks to good old Chrissy.
Good old Chrissy.
And so yeah, let's talk about the Chrissy kind of moment for a second. She has this kind of like blow up as we see. And I truly believe she thinks she's invincible at Tribal. Like, oh, everyone's gonna forget what I say. Because girl is kind of stupid for that. Let's just say it. Why are you gonna go out there and openly just rebuke someone's game that they're openly playing? Like, oh, I'm not gonna be honest, I'm not gonna be loyal, and you're sitting in between 2 people who want to play that game and have the majority? That was just crazy to me. And so I love seeing David and Joe's reactions, like while she's talking, they're like shaking their head and everything. It was just so good, but stupid on her. So.
Dude, okay, but that seating arrangement was criminal. I was like,
and then Camilla's like right there too.
Yeah, it was Camilla, it was David, and it was Chrissy.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
And Joe and Eva just like, because Eva, they don't hold back. They're
Oh,
honest. And so you see Eva and Joe be like, wow, I love it.
Yeah.
I love the nonverbals. Chrissy literally goes, I mean, what am I gonna do? I'm not. These guys are beasts. I'm not gonna beat them, so I gotta take them out. And I'm like, you were not in the shower. Like,
yeah.
You were not with your therapist. Everyone can hear what you just said.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna use it against
and
you.
And I know you're just saying it like she's not wrong. Like they're both. Chrissy made great points. I think her delivery was bad, but she made great points. Mm-hmm. I think David had great points and had a good delivery, maybe a bit too like defensive and emotional, but I still think better. And like for me, it's like Chrissy should be having those conversations at the beach.
Yeah. That
morning at sunrise when people are going to get water. Those aren't things you just. But I think she thinks of Tribal kind of like a nonchalant. She's like, "Hey, I'm just saying, it's all good." And it's like, this is where you go to war. This isn't
Yeah.
like the pregame. This isn't like the practice.
And why?
So like your words do matter here.
Right. And why would you want to kind of get in people's heads and attack them right before you make the decision too?
Yeah.
It's like I'd be so willing to flip if she just attacked me. I'd be like, yeah, let's get her out. Like,
Dude, but also I do disagree with you. I feel like David was very well spoken during tribal. With that, I don't think that he said anything bad. And I liked when he was like, "Well, you're in this season, Chrissy." Oh no, Chrissy was like,
yeah.
Chrissy was like, "Well, this is the one I'm in," and he was like, "Well, this is the one I'm in too." I'm like, you
Yeah.
tell her. I'm like, go off. And then how Camilla just like slips in, I've been voting like a specific way to align with specific people. I was like, get him, girl.
No, I loved how Camilla was just using every moment she could to just like try to convince the Strong Alliance to keep her like very like nonchalantly.
Oh yeah.
And just especially in the Chrissy arguments, it's just like, well, I've been loyal to the people I'm loyal to, like whatever, like good, so well played.
I think she's like, hold on, back to the David thing.
Yeah.
So I think he did speak well. Like I liked his points and I liked how he said it. I think he was too defensive though, because he's like, I feel like he showed his hand to like a lot of people, not just his alliance, like everybody else who was on the bottom. It's like he kind of just spelled it out. And so I think that's where it's like, I feel like it could have been a bit more like when Kyle's cool and calm and collected. I feel like he kind of said what he felt, but like I feel like he could have held back a little. He spoke well and he made good points. I just feel like he almost like showed his cards a little bit.
But doesn't everybody already know that they're in an alliance?
Yeah, but like it's like Chrissy saying the things of tribal. When you say something so boldly at tribal, people remember it. Like the words really matter at tribal. You can say whatever scrambling on the beach and it's fair game, right? But whatever you say in tribal, it's like no one's gonna forget that. I don't know why. It's like a tribal council thing, or at least that's how I feel. It seems to go in the seasons, right? Like what you say at tribal, people bring up the next day, and they just like keep bringing it up.
Yeah.
I think David had great points. He was well spoken. I think he just showed his hand a little. And with Camilla, I agree. She literally took advantage of that situation perfectly and goes, you know what, Chrissy? Well, here's the deal. Hey guys, I love you. I'm with you. Anyway, and just keeps like wagging the finger at Chrissy without batting an eye, without making it obvious. I mean, almost like Mary in a way. Like Mary, Kyle, and Camilla have kind of like they've all made moves when they had to. They've all spoken well. Like I don't know. I wish the three of them would get together almost and mess some stuff up.
I didn't like Kyle's like demeanor when they were in tribal. I was like, bro, you seem too upset right now. I'm like, just collect yourself a little bit, because Jeff speaks to him first because he can see his face, and I was like, no. I'm like, Kyle, you need your number one to stay in, so you keep your cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not cute. Jeff's like, hey, like, how? And he goes, it's been a long day, man.
I'm like,
oh my. Tribal just started. What are you doing?
Calm, cool,
what are you doing?
No.
But typically, he's great.
Yeah, no, definitely. That was crazy. Can y'all help? Sorry. Sorry, I just was thinking of. I'm trying to remember what was it Camilla said that just like clocked Chrissy. Do y'all remember that?
Oh.
She said something and everybody was like.
She said a
and
lot.
we were like, dang. But she said like
side.
one thing and then it was like,
I remember
boom,
because
and
we
it
were
just
all like,
moved
whoa.
on. Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I've been trying to remember that.
Was it? I've been on the right side of the votes, and I don't. She did. I don't think it was that. She said something, and it was like,
yeah, it was like right at
punch.
Chrissy. Yeah, it was like to shut her up.
Yeah, I think it did.
But she said it so nonchalant too, and like even her wording was kind of like really polite and sweet, Chrissy had to really listen because I know that Chrissy lost it after that. She still said more. I was like, well, there's no stopping her.
It's crazy.
And Chrissy knew she was cooked too. They put in the clip of her up when she was about to vote. She said something. She was like, I think I ruined it. I'm like, yeah, you did. Like.
And everybody, so what's interesting is like you see when back to the scramble on the beach, there's the strong forward Mary having that discussion. Kyle's very smart. He goes, Joe, it can't come from me. I need you to back me up. I'm calling in my favor. This is the one time I need you to back me up against David because he's just dying to get Camilla out for some reason. He's dying on this hill, and I need you to like meet him on the hill. And they met on the hill, and Joe did push, but then he kind of digressed, and you could see Kyle's like, wait, Joe, what? Ah. You're giving up on this idea I need your help with? Dang. Because Joe's smart. He's going to go with the majority at the end of the day. But then when Chrissy did what she did at Tribal, I wish we could see if they had a little talk beforehand. Like the in-between moments Tribal, like where they lean over and they're like, they really decide the vote. It's like a live tribal. Do you think they had a bit of that, or do you think
I feel like
everybody
they
was
would have
just like
shown,
Chrissy?
right?
Yeah, I feel like Chrissy said it all for everyone. Like, thanks,
Yeah.
Chrissy. Because, dude, even people like Star and Mitch who weren't in the alliance were like, oh yeah, Chrissy, she's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact
Yeah,
all
true.
of them voted for Chrissy is crazy.
It makes me think what didn't make the cut though of what she said, because
Right.
there was like way more out. Like we all know stuff gets edited down, so it's like I wonder how brutal it was just sitting there going, "Oh my god, like when's this gonna stop?"
Yeah, guys, whenever watching these shows, remember a lot is edited. And, sometimes it's to make somebody look better, other times it's to make other people look worse or sus. So you're never gonna really know unless you're in it.
Facts.
Sign up for
True.
Survivor now.
Apply.
But that's Paxo coming from a reality star over here.
Oh, dude, this guy was in Beast Games. I don't think anyone's ever mentioned Beast Games on this podcast.
Aw.
Only 7 times over here.
Yeah,
I was like, dude,
crazy.
stop mentioning it. I was like, talk about Survivor, surviving.
Oh my God.
Drink your chocolate milk.
Yes.
Or strawberry milk.
I think like before any of us did the show though, like we watched Survivor differently, right? Do you
Oh,
like
yeah.
for sure.
like that's why I bring it up, because
Yeah.
it's a different experience, because now we're
Right.
like, oh, I bet there was way more going on at the
I was
beach
kidding.
that we didn't see. You know?
Yeah, no, yeah. We were talking about that earlier. How it's like we're watching it from a different perspective. Because not to flex, we're on a TV show. If you don't know, so yeah, we definitely watch it from a different perspective. You actually realize how much stuff gets cut. So yeah, that's that.
I think stuff gets cut.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait.
okay, but guys, have we
Chat.
thought about that?
Chat.
Guys, I think that. No, wait, hang on. I think stuff gets cut sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
Dude.
Mic drop.
I feel like you guys are making great points, but I think that what we really need to remember is that sometimes stuff gets cut.
That's a good word. That's a
Yeah.
good word.
Snaps.
Is there anything else that we want to cover?
Yes.
Okay.
gonna
Paxo,
Oh, yeah?
go for it.
Oh yeah, I want to cover some other stuff. So
Oh,
they
yeah.
vote out Chrissy.
Okay.
So now we've got the strong 5, Mary, and we've got Kyle and Camilla, and we've got Mitch and Star. I'm very curious how these numbers are going to roll out, because clearly we saw in that preview for episode 9, David calls out Joe and he goes, "You went back on your word," and he was so serious when he said it, and I went, "Oh!" I like that in my body. I felt it in my chest. I went, "Oh no! Don't break up the team!" And it looks like they were setting it up like there was about to be like it's like Captain America: Civil War, where like the superheroes are about to break up and fight each other. Which is terrifying, because I really like the alliance.
Yeah.
But let's really think about what that drift would like mean, right? So it would be David, Mary,
Oh,
That's
boy.
what.
Mitch.
Yeah, they would have
Yeah.
to.
David,
Mitch.
Mary, Mitch, 3, and then it would be Joe, Eva, Kyle, Shahin, Camilla,
Star. for
and
Eva.
Star,
'cause
because
Eva-
they're homies
Yeah,
else
so
is
now.
they're
left?
cooked.
That's it.
Is that everybody left in the game? I'm trying to think if I forgot anybody.
There's 9 people, right?
Right.
Yeah.
This is gonna get so, isn't it? This is why I love Survivor. You don't know what's gonna happen, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. And like, I love that all of y'all watch it now, and like you're all in this fantasy chat. It's just it's so fun, because I didn't even know this thing existed, and now I'm part of it. And then like I told my friends, and you will tell your friends, and like I remember when they started, I think they only had like 100 or 200. They got like 1,080 people in this season's league, so it's just awesome.
Real quick though, David, I really hope you guys don't drift. I'm like, please, David, don't do it.
Yeah.
We'll do
David,
it.
Mary, because I mean, I've just been thinking about Mary's track record. Anytime she thinks she's gonna get somebody out, she's always on the chopping block. No, Mary, you only have so many lives. I'm like,
She's like the red herring. It's like whatever she thinks is just it's not gonna happen. Oof.
Yeah.
We love David, we love Mary, we love Joe, we love Eva. If
Yeah.
one of them win, I will be satisfied.
Imagine Final Four with them. That would
Oh
go
my
Wow.
crazy.
gosh.
That would go crazy.
dude, and you know what? Like, I almost had Joe in my fantasy chat, but I was like, this guy is too much of a threat. Let me not put him in there.
Right.
I'm like, this is the guy that gets very close to winning, but doesn't
That's
win.
what I thought.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Really good assessment for your first literal first Survivor draft picks. Like
Yeah.
it's spot on. Like guys like Joe always get out. because they're so good.
Right.
They're too good.
I think it's just like, I don't know, I watched a 20-minute like video on YouTube and it's just all of their intros and it was just whoever felt right for me. Ah, man. I can't wait. I want it to be Wednesday already.
Dude, I know.
Wait, I wonder what Eva's advantage is about to be.
Oh,
and
Right, yeah, they haven't even showed that.
and her sneaking off to the beach in the middle of the night, is anybody like gonna catch her? Maybe Joe?
Yeah.
And how's he gonna feel if like she kept that from him?
Yeah. I hope that if anybody finds
Wow.
out, it is Joe though, because I think he would be the most chill about it.
The
Oh, I
most
hope-
forgiving.
Yeah, most
I
forgiving.
hope it's Star, and she's like, "I'll go with you. I'll be
Yeah.
gone." And like they team up, that'd be so cool. But like, I literally forgot about that because Tribal was just so intense, and the scramble before Tribal was so intense. Right, so Eva has to go sneak off in the middle of the night, which is just like so cool. Especially her, I feel like she might have, because she has difficulty lying, and she's been very open about her journey with that. So like, I'm nervous for her to come back and be like, what were you doing? Collecting bamboo. Like, how's she gonna navigate that? So it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited for Eva for sure.
Me too.
Me too.
Guess we'll have to wait till next week. All right, well, that wraps up this little recap and breakdown of episode 8. Get ready for our recap of episode 9. We might all just be together again, too. So, get excited for that. If you enjoyed, please like this video. Comment down below how you think Eva's going to handle her sneaking off away from camp next week. And make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys soon. Bye!
Drink your milk.